Boy, oh boy, welcome to the program. We've got a lot to cover. My name is Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. President Trump in this second and non-consecutive term is the most transparent presidency in history. They all promise to be transparent. None of them do it. And Trump has done it times infinity, because what's going on here and what happened today in the White House cabinet meeting is earth-shattering. And what I'm talking about is this exchange between Pam Bondi and the president and the press. I'm going to play the audio in just a moment. I am going to take your calls. If you're watching live, you can call me. My name's Brian Craig. This is the Brian Craig Show podcast. If you're new to the program, welcome. Make sure you follow and subscribe on whatever platform you're listening to me on. Okay, so we've had, well, it came out late in the day on Sunday. So we've had 3 days of what is, I think, accepted by every conservative in the country as an Epstein cover-up. And Pam Bondi really stepped into it. And the mistakes that she has made and the bad advice that she's given the president is going to lead her to be fired. You know, one thing about President Trump, and he, unlike any other president, is in tune and is in touch and feels the pulse of the American people and of his supporters. I give an example of something in the cabinet meeting. President Trump in a rally last week on Thursday in Iowa on July 3rd was talking about a type of amnesty program for the illegals that are working on farms. Remember this? Oh, they'll be under the, they'll be the responsibility of the farm owners. There has been so much outrage the last few days over that talk of William Kaufman just gave me a super chat there on YouTube. Thank you, William Kaufman. There's been a lot of outrage from the MAGA world about this amnesty for the illegals that work on the farms. Today, in the cabinet meeting, he says there'll be no amnesty. And the reason that he said there'll be no amnesty, and he was very firm about it, is because he follows social media. Doesn't get reports. He follows it. And he sees the outrage over that, and boom, he reversed it. Well, there's going to be a similar thing happening here with Pam Bondi. I'm going to play the exchange in a moment in its entirety without interruption, and then we're going to talk about it. But Pam Bondi has screwed up. And as I go through some of the things I'm going to cover today, MAGA world is not upset at Trump. They're furious at Pam Bondi. And believe me, Trump will know, if he doesn't already know, soon. He may be busy in meetings after this cabinet meeting and hasn't had time to see the reaction yet on social media, but he will. Okay, so a couple days ago, we got this bizarre memorandum through the FBI and Pam Bondi's Justice Department saying Jeffrey Epstein, case closed. Nothing to see here. Nothing questionable about his death. They even went so far to say he wasn't blackmailing people, right? So we've been talking about this the last couple of days, so I'm not going to go through all that. But this was the first press conference at today's cabinet meeting, had all the press there, and these cabinet meetings are live, where people could ask Pam Bondi about this. So here we go. I'm going to play this uninterrupted, and then we'll talk about it. And I watched this on Right Side Broadcasting, which you all should do. Right Side Broadcasting have everything just totally unfiltered. I love them. They're awesome. So here we go. It's all queued up, and away we go. And I'm gonna play it in its entirety, and then we'll talk after.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, Pam, could I just interrupt for 1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this, where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
Sure. First, to back up on that, in February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention because I said I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that. Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child porn downloaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein. Child porn is what they were. Never going to be released, never going to see the light of day. To him being an agent, I have no knowledge about that. We can get back to you on that. And the minute missing from the video, we released the video showing definitively. The video was not conclusive, but the evidence prior to it was showing he committed suicide. And what was on that, there was a minute that was off the counter. And what we learned from Bureau of Prisons was every night, they redo that video. It's old, from like 1999. So every night the video is reset, and every night should have the same minute missing. So we're looking for that video to release that as well, showing that a minute is missing every night. And that's it on Epstein.
Okay. Oh my goodness. I mean, there's so much to talk about there. I'm going to go through it, and we're going to talk about it as it goes along. But that's it. Oh, okay. Pam Bondi said case closed. That's it. Oh, okay. Well, since it's case closed. There's some type of cover-up going on here with Pam Bondi. Something stinks about this. Out of everything that Pam Bondi could be involved in, we brought in Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, and Dan Bongino for one purpose and one purpose only. Bring the lawfare people to justice that have been harassing our president the last 4 years during the auto-pen Biden administration, right? And they, out of everything they could have gone after, Pam Bondi has took it upon herself to focus her energies in putting this case to bed. And, I've been trying to make sense of this for the last couple of days. We've talked a lot about it on the program. I've talked to a lot of you about it on the phones. And we really haven't had any clear idea of what was going on here, why they did this, but I think today we do. And I'm going to run this by you, and I want to hear your thoughts on all of this. If you're watching me live on YouTube, you can call me live on the program. The toll-free number to call in is pinned in the live chat. For those of you watching on YouTube, the number is toll-free 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. Now, I want to tell you that, and many of you may know this, but I don't know if a lot of you do. Now, you all know that Pam Bondi's a Florida girl. She's two-term Attorney General in the state of Florida. Jeffrey Epstein was on trial for his scummy behavior in Florida for years before it became a national story. He was in the courts here in Florida, it seemed like every day. It was front-page news in all of Florida's newspapers for it seemed like forever. It was the lead story on all of our local news just forever and a day before he became nationally known. And, this area of Palm Beach, it's where Mar-a-Lago is. Hannity lives there. Sylvester Stallone lives there. The rich and powerful of America live there. And the elite circles that she was traveling in that got her elected to Attorney General the first and second time. Believe me, there's a lot of rich and powerful Floridians or Florida people or Palm Beach people that she's been in contact with for years before she became friends with the president, because she's a Florida politician, a Bush Republican. She came up under Jeb, all right? So what is this cover-up for? And it seems to me that Pam Bondi is the one that's pushing and taking all of the lead on this. Now, President Trump likes her and he trusts her, but she's obviously given him some bad advice. She's Kash Patel and Dan Bongino's boss. Maybe the reason that Dan Bongino and Kash Patel look like they were in hostage videos during that Bartiromo interview on Fox is because their boss, Pam Bondi, was telling them to put this to bed. So my question is Is Pam Bondi covering for someone? Is Pam Bondi covering for someone that is a rich and powerful person in politics in Florida or nationally? There's too much of an obsession on her part to put this case to bed. That memo that they put out, that was it. Nothing to see here. No foul play. Nothing to see here. He didn't even blackmail people. Are you kidding me? And now this, with the president in the cabinet meeting today, Pam Bondi said, that's it on Epstein. Really? Oh, well, that's it. So something's wrong here. And it all revolves around Pam Bondi. And you look at the response of MAGA World on social media and on programs like this since this press conference, and I've been watching it and monitoring all of it because I was curious to see. No one's angry at Trump. They're angry at her. They're blaming Pam Bondi. Some are saying that this is going to cost Trump the midterm elections. I saw one person, I think it was Loomer, who really dropped some. I'm going to go over some things that Loomer said since this happened today, and she's always spot on the money and brought up some interesting things, Laura Loomer. We're going to get to that in a minute. But I think it was Loomer who said that the America Party, Elon Musk Party, this is what they're going to run on. And I'll tell you something else. Byron Donalds, who's a Trump insider, he's also friends with Bondi. Byron Donalds is running for governor of Florida. Many of you may have known this. He's going to be a great governor. And he was on Benny Johnson after this meeting, and he told Benny Johnson when he becomes governor, he's going to release all the Florida Epstein files. This is a big issue with conservatives. It's a big issue with MAGA voters. So why put all your eggs in this basket and push to get this released? Or not released, but the opposite of released. They released this memorandum saying no foul play, nothing to see here, and there was no list, and that's it on Epstein. Case closed. Why such an emphasis on this? It seems insane to me. Now, I do want to take your calls. Our number is toll-free 1-888-465-2631. So let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is a big issue with conservatives.
You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Once, twice. All right, you missed
Hello?
it. Oh, I'd already hit the button to hang up when you said hello, so you got to call back. You're on the air. What's your number? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Michaela, and I'm calling from North Carolina.
Hey, Michaela.
Hey, why do you keep blaming Pam Bondi?
Because
Trump is in charge.
Uh-huh.
He is the head honcho. So why do you keep blaming other people when Trump is ultimately responsible for releasing the Epstein files?
Well, she is in charge of the Justice Department, okay? He's over the Justice Department. Hold on a second. No. The Justice Department, because
No,
it's...
yes, I'm right.
You're listen, I'm not your boyfriend. I'm not your husband who you can talk over and be verbally abusive to, okay? I'm trying to respond to your question.
I didn't realize you were so wussy to think that was brutally abusive.
You're impolite. You're in no. Conversation. Conversation is not barking at someone like you're doing. I'm trying to respond to your question.
That's barging by telling you Trump's in charge.
You won't stop talking. So all right, thank you for your call. A conversation is not you continually talking. You asked a question. I'm trying to respond to it. This is the deal. I'm going to respond to her question without her on the line. Oh, my goodness. Her poor boyfriend or her husband. Could you imagine? Oh, my goodness. Whew. Well, maybe men are lucky and she's single. But here's the thing. Why isn't Trump responsible? As opposed to her. Because the Justice Department is unlike other departments under the executive branch, okay? It involves law enforcement. Presidents do not get involved in the day-to-day operations of the legality of things in the Justice Department. That would be a manipulation of the justice system and would be deemed obstruction of justice, okay? Donald Trump has known Pam Bondi for a long time. He trusts her, and she's done something bad, it looks to me, and she has given him a lot of bad advice that he's taken. So whatever responsibility he has can be relieved by firing her. Okay? And when he gets to the bottom of this, and when he realizes the anger and the outrage going on towards Pam Bondi, and he looks into this, he probably will. Or she'll be allowed to resign. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, it's Janine calling from California.
Okay, from California. What's on your mind?
Well, first of all, I'm disappointed in all three of them. I watched what happened today with Pam. She was fumbling, stumbling over her words, and I am disappointed in Dan. I saw his remarks. He didn't seem genuine in anything that he has said in regards to this case. And following that up, I also am disappointed in Cash. The passion that was once burning when they used to talk about this case is no longer there.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Obviously hiding something.
Yeah.
And it's disappointing. I don't know where they're going with this. I don't assume to know everything. But what I can tell you is disappointing because this one case, there are so many people that have done so much research on it that there's no way you can just go ahead and say, oh, that's it. Because these people have done the research. They've gone through...
Well, yeah, you're right. And I think what you're going to find are all these people that are angry at Trump or fake MAGA. Because, you know, when this cabinet meeting happened, I waited for things to kind of, you know, see where things played out after. I wanted to hear what other people were saying. And 99.9% of the outrage I see is towards Pam Bondi. People are pissed at her. Now it's Trump's responsibility to deal with her. Because, I mean, doesn't it look like she's covering up for someone?
She seems to be very uncomfortable when she's talking about the facts. In all honesty, I would feel more comfortable with somebody who is really, really seasoned, either Judge Janine, for one.
Yeah.
I think because her background and being in that district, she knows where the bodies are buried.
Yep.
And if not her, then I want somebody who is like a lightning bolt. And I think that would have been Gates. But those are just my opinions.
Well, you know, and as an example, 1 minute of that, today she talked about this, 1 minute of that video was gone. So then she says, well, this happens every night. So we're going to show you some other videos that are missing a minute just to show that this is consistent. This is such BS. You know, this is a cover-up on her part. You know, she said a few weeks ago that they're reviewing all of the tapes and all of this, and there's thousands of inappropriate images of underage people. What about all these victims? Case closed, that's it. What about all these victims she was talking about? The hundreds, the thousands of victims, they're on their own now?
Am I incorrect in my recollection of history? But wasn't there a prince that the FBI wanted to question at one point in time?
It seems familiar. I can't remember offhand. But hey, listen, I appreciate the call from California. All right, take care. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Mauro. I'm calling from Texas.
All right, hold on, Mauro. It's a strange name for a Texan, but go ahead. What's on your mind?
Nothing. Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit new to your show.
Welcome.
I'm from Texas. My name is Mauro. Yeah, I'm a big MAGA guy from day one, pretty much.
Doesn't sound like a Texan accent to me, though.
Well, I mean, I'm Puerto Rican. But I live in Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's American.
Well, I mean, I was born and raised in Puerto Rico.
So what's on your mind? Welcome to the program, by the way.
Well, I mean, it's so many things, to talk about. It's just that, I mean, you're a little bit, criticizing, Pam and, all the other guys. I consider them the low performance of the whole group, but you gotta, put into context that, you're dealing with a dream team administration, so, I have a feeling that they are probably not the top performers. They're like the average, Joe in the administration,
Well, just to kind of get things back on track.
A little bit.
Getting things back on track.
Yeah.
The rest of the Trump administration has worked perfectly. And now after seeing Pam Bondi and this act that she pulled today in the cabinet meeting, all this frustration and anger we've had towards Bongino and Kash Patel, I think, was misplaced. The villain here is her, and she's their boss. So she's the one who's been directing this. And the way she acted today, it seemed almost like in a hysterical panic attack to be case closed on this. It's like to me, it looks like she's doing a favor for someone.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I mean, I haven't really, I'm not as, informed as you, so I will have to check on that.
Well, keep watching.
I mean,
keep watching the program. You'll be more informed as the weeks go on.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, just thought, since what you had said before, because I watched you a few shows back, and you said that maybe this Epstein stuff is because of a negotiation with, some people there that are very.
I'm gonna withdraw on that.
Connecting the dots.
Yeah. Well, what's
connecting the dots?
Well, yeah, but what's happening is this is a developing story. So we've been talking for the last few days about a developing story, and new things have been happening every day, sometimes multiple times in a day. So when there's developments like we had today with this panic attack of Pam Bondi's in the cabinet meeting, you got to reevaluate. Things have been changing.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I mean, it's just that, I think that Trump, he's got a pretty good grip now of who is like one of his allies and who is not. I mean, so we'll see. All
right. Hey, listen, I gotta run, but welcome to the show and thanks for the call. All right, let's go back to the phone. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, it's Sarah from Lauderdale. Yeah, do you think he's trying to have her fall on her face?
No, he was trying to help her. He was trying to help her. In fact, when the question was asked by the press, it was asked to Pam Bondi. President Trump interjected, and he says, "You don't want to answer that question." He was giving her an out. He took control of the question and the answer, gave her an out, and she says, "No, I want to talk about it." No, he didn't want her to fall on her face. He was trying to help her.
Yeah, they got anybody else, but we know Matt Gaetz is. Who else can they hire besides her?
Matt Gaetz is on, everybody's S list in D.C. He's not going to get confirmed to be the Attorney General.
I know. Don't they have anybody else?
I don't know. I like Judge Janine, or Alina Habba.
Yeah,
Alina Habba would be good.
Yeah, why don't they get rid of women? Maybe they can't handle the position. Put some men in there.
I don't know.
But,
All right. All right. Appreciate the call. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm Savannah from Tennessee.
Yes, Savannah.
The MAGA cult is genocidal, and there are now incinerators in Alligator Alcatraz.
Come on. You don't believe that. You don't believe that.
And it's all your fault.
You don't believe that.
Supporting him and
really? How do you know there's you're the same lady that called earlier. All right, yeah. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Sue from Aventura.
Hey, Aventura. We're having a run on the ladies today on the program.
Absolutely, that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hearing that I just want to thank you, Brian, for all you do. But I'm hearing that I didn't look at the memo yet, but it's saying it's not signed and it's not dated.
That's correct. I didn't know about the date, but it's an unsigned memorandum. Yeah. Nobody wanted to put their name to it, I guess.
Oh my goodness gracious!
I know on a case that's so big, no one signed it.
And I know a woman just asked the question, but why do you think Trump interrupted Pam?
Because he likes her and trusts her, and he thought she was getting a bad deal, and he tried to help her. But he's gonna realize real quick, probably before he goes to sleep tonight, that something stinks here, and that she's giving him bad advice. I mean, doesn't it look like she's covering for somebody in particular?
I don't know, but the three of them, a lot of them have changed. They've totally changed their personality.
Not Trump. I don't think Trump's changed at all.
Well, I just don't like the way he protected her today.
It's a man's natural instinct to protect a woman that's in his orbit. That's an instinct.
I get it. But even if she doesn't seem on the up and up, he doesn't see this yet.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he sees it now.
I want to thank you. Say it again.
He's going to see it now. He's because the outrage is by a lot of people who can get him on the phone. He is going to be hearing from so many people about this tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just
And we
out in
love him.
Aventura. I took the Bright Line to Aventura recently.
I know. I
go
see
to-
your videos. I
Yeah.
just want to thank you for everything you do. I don't know how you put up with a lot of these people, but you are wonderful, Brian. And I've learned so much history. I'm almost 60. I've learned so much history from you. I can't thank you enough.
Well, thank you. All right, appreciate the call. Take care. All right, now, this is the Brian Craig Show podcast, available on all podcast platforms. We'll take a quick break and be right back.
What happens when the world's most powerful superheroes decide enough is enough and end a war themselves? In the new comic, The Pantheon, the premier superhero team takes a bold stand, and the U.S. military doesn't take it lightly. One general declares war on them. Now, Earth's mightiest protectors face their most dangerous battle yet. Not against aliens or monsters, but against the very system they tried to protect. The Pantheon is explosive, bold, and more relevant than ever. It's about power, politics, and the price of doing what's right. Created with pure passion by Daniel Kessler, The Pantheon is an action-packed series with unforgettable art. And the best part, it's only 25 cents in the Google Play Store. Order your copy right now and see what happens when heroes cross the line. The Pantheon, from author Daniel Kessler, in the Google Play Store. Order your copy today. Impressions are crucial. Your business deserves a website that stands out. With nearly 20 years of experience, ProWeaver is your trusted partner for professional custom design websites that are built to elevate your brand. ProWeaver doesn't use generic templates, just fully responsive, user-friendly custom websites that are tailored to you and the needs of your business. And the best part, ProWeaver delivers in just 3 to 5 days. That's lightning speed compared to competitors who take weeks. ProWeaver handles everything for you. Logo design to e-commerce solutions, SEO, and social media setup. They'll help you launch, grow, and dominate online, all at an affordable price. Don't wait. Get your custom website right now. Visit ProWeaver.com or call them directly toll-free 877-216-0852. 877-216-0852. ProWeaver.com. Affordable, dependable, fast. Longing for something ancient, something real? Author Gisela Rose invites you on a sacred path of remembrance, healing, and transformation in the book Elixir, A Journey into Ancestral Alchemology. Available on Amazon. Ancestral alchemology is a method that blends both astrology and genealogy. Elixir will guide you to uncover the hidden patterns etched into your lineage and within your body. When you read Elixir, you'll explore how earth, water, fire, and air shape your inner landscape and discover how to transmute memory into embodied wisdom. Whether you're a mystic, healer, seeker, or simply someone yearning to reconnect with the roots beneath your feet and the rhythm within your bones, Elixir is your next must-read book. Order your copy right now on Amazon. Available in Kindle and paperback. Step into your power. Reclaim your essence. Order your copy today. Imagine stepping into your kitchen and it's filled with vibrant vegetables, fragrant spices, and the joy of creating meals that nourish your body and the planet. In the new book, Plant-Powered Plates, Sustainable Plant-Based Pleasures for Every Palate, from author Bain Kalange. Available on Amazon, you'll discover 100 delicious plant-based recipes designed to fuel you with energy and simplify your transition to a balanced vegan lifestyle. From mindful eating and nutrition essentials to a 30-day meal plan, the author is passionate about healthy, sustainable living and has a love for simple, nourishing meals and mindful habits. He wrote Plant-Powered Plates to help others just like you enjoy the benefits of plant-based eating and shares practical, actionable ideas that'll inspire a balanced, thoughtful lifestyle, one plate at a time. Order your copy of Plant-Powered Plates right now on Amazon in Kindle, paperback, and Kindle Unlimited.
All right, we're back. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to the Brian Craig Show podcast. Make sure you follow and subscribe on whatever platform you are listening to us on. All right, I'm going to take a couple more calls. I'm going to go through some of the fallout from Pam Bondi's bizarre, hysterical panic attack over the Epstein case in the cabinet meeting today. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, hi, my name's Alan from Texas. How are you doing, sir?
All right, Alan, what's on your mind?
Yeah, first time I've ever listened to your show.
Welcome.
I thought it was pretty good. Listen, I got an idea, or a thought. Just want to get your input on it. how do we know that Bongino, Patel, Bondi haven't been visited by someone? Someone.
Well, I mean, we don't know what we don't. I mean,
very
that's
powerful.
it's that old saying, we don't know what we don't know. But so we got to talk about what we do know. And when we,
it seems like their behavior has gone against their character, right? I mean, in the beginning,
Pam Bondi,
their character, especially Bongino, right? He's a good Christian man.
No, Bongino and Cash Patel.
Yeah,
Bongino and Cash Patel was out of character, no doubt, no doubt about it. However, sorry about that. However, Pam Bondi's behavior in the cabinet meeting today was not the same type of behavior. She was
Yeah, she's out of her league. There's no question about it. She is completely out of her league.
Is she?
And this whole position, I thought that ever since she first made the debacle with the binders, right? But I just got this feeling that if they are the super powerful people that were involved in this thing, that somebody knocked on their door, said, "Look, you want to live, you want your family to live, you want them to go through this. Here's the story you're going to tell."
I don't think so. I thought that was a possibility when after that Bongino Cash Patel interview on Fox with Maria Bartiromo. But when I've seen Pam Bondi today, it was a different type of reaction. This was personal to her. She didn't seem scared. She was hysterical in the way that she wants the case over and declared it closed. If they were under the pressure that you're talking about, one of them would have signed the memo. That memo that said no foul play, no list, all of that, no one signed it.
Yeah.
So if they were under that kind of pressure, the people putting the pressure on them would have had them sign it, which they didn't do.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. I just think she just doesn't know how to handle anything.
By the way,
right?
did you
pressure regardless, right?
Well, she can't. I mean, we've had, Kamala Harris and Hillary Clinton couldn't even concede. They broke down. You just found the show. Is that today? You just came across me today?
Yeah. I was just flipping through my YouTube and I saw your show. I thought I'm gonna listen to this cat and see what he's about.
Yeah, you'll enjoy the program. I promise.
I like the call in. It reminds me of the old AM radio days, right?
Well, that's where I started. I'm a radio guy, so I kind of model this after my radio. During the week, and I host a morning radio show on 6 FM radio stations and Morning Drive, and I live stream in the morning on YouTube when I'm on the radio. But I also podcast, and this is my podcast. So in the mornings, it's a similar thing.
Yeah. All right. I will definitely check that out.
All right, check it out. All right, good to talk to you.
I just got one other quick point, right? And what pissed me off today about this conference and Trump kind of shoving this thing to the side, kind of pissed me off about him, right? I mean, if it was his family, his children that got kidnapped and raped, or Bondis, or Bonginos, or Patels, how would their behavior be different, right? They're not affected. They're just pushing this aside.
Well,
and there's children involved, and we're losing sight of the children.
Well, the children, the children are now adults because it's been many years, which doesn't make it any better. It doesn't make it less worse.
Kids, right?
But yeah, and they're damaged. But Trump, I don't fault Trump at all. Trump's going to end up firing Pam Bondi over this. This is exploding.
Yeah, I think that's coming. I hope it's coming. I hope he does get somebody good in there. I think, like you said, Judge Deneen would probably be the best choice.
Oh yeah.
I think Alina Habba might. I don't know. She might be in the same Bondi mode at some point, right? If the pressure really mounts.
Well, the thing I like about Judge Deneen is not only that Judge Deneen is tough and everything, she's older. So if she became Attorney General, she would look at that probably as her last job. Alina Habba, as good as she is, she's thinking about 40, 50 years out still. Where Judge Deneen, you know what I mean? Yeah. So she's only going to push things so far, maybe. Judge Deneen, I think, would not mess around.
Kind of like Trump. This is Trump's last gig too. So look what he's doing. He's crushing it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So they want to leave a lasting legacy. They can, sometimes getting people at the end of their career.
Yep.
Is maybe a good thing.
That's right. Well, hey, listen, good to talk to you and welcome.
How you doing, brother?
All right, take care. Good guy, new listener to the program. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Daniel from Minnesota.
Yeah, Daniel.
Yes, I was just calling in.
I'm sure you were. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, it's Melissa in Tennessee.
Okay.
I'm just really disappointed It stinks. It just stinks. I think they all three need to be fired. They just don't act right. They're acting different. And they just think we're stupid or something.
When you say all three, you mean Pam? You mean
Biden,
you mean Pam Bondi, Bongino, and Cash Patel? You want them all gone?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're not acting like they did 3 months ago.
Yeah. Yep.
And that Dr. Biden, he done an exam on Jeffrey Epstein. He said it looked like he was murdered. They just think we're stupid, and it's just an insult, and it's hurting Trump. It is hurting Trump. It's making him look bad, and this could hurt him in the midterms.
It could.
It could cost him the midterms.
It could. It could. This could cost us the midterms. Absolutely.
He needs to wake up and get rid of the losers, because that's what they are, and they're just. It's just an insult. It's been 6 months, and nobody has done anything. The pipe bomber has not been solved. I don't guess. I haven't heard anything on that.
Butler, nothing. Butler, we didn't get anything out of Butler. Pennsylvania.
Yeah, nothing. We haven't got any answers, and it's just a laughing stock. And I'm sure Bill Clinton is going to bed with a big smile on his face.
Yeah, maybe.
Him and Hillary's probably high-fiving. They'll be high-fiving it all the way to hell, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But we need answers, and they're just. It's like it's a joke.
It sure is. All right, appreciate the call. All right, from Tennessee. Let me play this again. This is, then I'll get to some of the other material I have on this that I've not covered yet. But I played this right at the top of the program. I want to play it again. This is what inspired all of this, okay? This cabinet meeting today was the first, which they always turn in the press conferences, and it went on for about an hour and 40 minutes. It went on very long. This was the first time that, since the release of that unsigned memo, that Pam Bondi was in a position to take questions from the press. Okay, let's go through it.
Yeah, sure.
Pam, could I just interrupt for 1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
I don't.
See, now this part right here is an interesting thing, because Trump was trying to save Pam Bondi here. You don't want to talk about this old story, do you? And then she says, yeah, I do. And then she created something that was a problem. She created a bigger problem.
Unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this, where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
Sure. First, to back up on that, in February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention because I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file, along with the JFK, MLK files.
Now, I'm going to call total BS on Pam Bondi there for sure, again, because she did multiple. There was an interview. Both were on Fox. She did 2 interviews. One was with Hannity. I played these clips all week. Everybody has, so I'm not going to play them now. You've heard them. She did an interview with Hannity, and she did an interview with John Roberts, both on Fox. They both specifically asked her about the list, and she says it's sitting on my desk right now. When asked about the list by both of those guys. So she's full of it.
With the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that. Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child porn downloaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein. Child porn is what they were. Never going to be released, never going to see the light of day. To him being an agent, I have no knowledge about that. We can get back to you on that. And the minute missing from the video, we released the video showing definitively, the video was not conclusive, but the evidence prior to it was showing he committed suicide. And what was on that, there was a minute that was off the counter. And what we learned from Bureau of Prisons was every night, they redo that video. It's old, from like 1999. So every night the video is reset, and every night should have the same minute missing. So we're looking for that video to release that as well, showing that a minute is missing every night. And that's it on Epstein.
And that's it. Case closed. No more questions. No more comments. Are you kidding me? You know, when you've got something that's so high profile, you don't put out an unsigned memo and say, that's it, it's over. You have a press conference and you detail your investigation and share with the public the findings of your investigation. She didn't do that. There's no investigation. There's a bunch of BS that was done, and she called case closed on this. Who is she covering up for? Who's she covering up for? We know it's not Trump. Don't let anybody tell you it's Trump. If Trump had anything to do with Epstein and was on that list, the Democrats would have released it. Look at everything they did to try to stop him, right? They shot him. They tried to shoot him again. They arrested him a whole bunch of times, all these fake cases. They sued him with the E. Jean Carroll and all that. If he was on that list or they had anything about that in those files, that would have been all over the place, okay? So that clears Trump. So don't let anyone try to get away with saying that nonsense. But Pam Bondi obviously is covering for someone. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yeah, you're on the air. Yes. I can hear you. All right. Once, twice.
I'm sorry, I'm watching this video too. Hi,
Okay. Oh, you got to turn the volume down on the video because there's a delay between the phone and the video.
I have. Hi, I'm Carolyn, and I just wanted to say something about everybody talking about the Pam Bondi stuff.
Uh-huh.
Listen, my husband's a J6er, and me and my daughter were at the Butler County rally when Trump was shot at.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been overly critical. My husband spent time in prison and never went to the building. I've been so critical of Trump and everything that's going on. But there's probably a reason we don't know, not to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but there's probably a reason it's being held out. I mean, we can all see the definite left turn it took. It went from Pam Bondi saying there is definitely a list that's sitting on my desk to now there's nothing. And how many times in the past has Trump done something like this? I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
It might be just because it may come out soon and it may be bigger than what any of us thought.
I don't agree with that. The way that Pam Bondi has bent over backwards to try to make this go away just doesn't make sense to me.
I don't know if I've seen her bend over backwards by saying that it was on her desk and they were definitely going to release it. I mean, that was one of the campaign
She made a big deal about it. She got all the files. She said that there were thousands of videos, and they were trying to find out who these victims were so justice could be done and all this stuff. And now she's just written off all those victims and said there's nothing to see here. And a memorandum that was unsigned on such a big important case. Now something's up here. I wish it wasn't, but something's up. It's nothing that Trump has done. There's something involving her. I don't know what it is. But she's got to go.
Well,
she's got to go. She's got to get fired or resign.
I do agree that she has to go, but I think that's just because she doesn't have enough. I don't think she has enough time and job to be in this position, nor can she handle it. It's a very large job.
She was the Attorney General of Florida for 8 years, and that, Florida's a big state. And, so she's got experience doing that. She has as much experience as anybody else who's ever had the job. By the way, how your husband was, J6 was in jail. How's his health? Is he okay, or do you have health problems from the jail?
He does have a couple of issues, but he is okay and home with family where he belongs.
Awesome.
And got to meet his granddaughter and see his daughter off before she joins the military.
Awesome.
He actually was the originator for Sing for Freedom while he was in Slice of Pie is his podcast. I don't know if
okay, no, that's fine. I'll check it out. That song that the J6ers, it's number one on my Apple Music, and every time I get in my car and the Bluetooth comes on, that song pops up. Every time. It's crazy.
He does the whole Sing for Freedom. They call him Pie and on. His name is Joe Thomas.
Okay, I'll check him out, and I appreciate it. Hey, listen, take care, Mrs. Thomas, all right? You take care. All right. That's nice. Okay, now, if you guys would like to support my content, One of the many ways to do that is to become a Patreon supporter. You know, there's a link to my Patreon page in the description of the program on whatever platform you're listening to me on. And if you become a Patreon supporter, one, you get access to commercial-free editions of all of my podcast episodes. Okay, and there's also a lot of content I post there that I post nowhere else. So there's a link in the description of the video. You can go directly to the website, patreon.com/RealBrianCraigShow, patreon.com/RealBrianCraigShow. And our top Patreon supporters get a live on-air thank you shout-out and get their names up on screen here on YouTube. So the names you're going to hear now are my top Patreon supporters. I want to thank them all. SFjr, Christine, ETW, Chuck, Pamela, Nick, Wesley, Doris, Heather, David, Maria in Texas, Alice, LeeZep, Shawna, George, Brandon, John, Frank, Dale, David, Laura, Rob, Tina, Wes, and our newest top Patreon supporter, Sue. Thank you all for your support. Call us on hold, stand by. We're going to take our break and be right back.
Are you looking for a podcast to listen to on your way to and home from work, and even with your significant other? Then add Life in Black and White and all the shades in between to your podcast playlist. On Life in Black and White, host Ivana and Yao, an interracial couple raising 3 boys, share the highs, lows, and everything in between, with real-life discussions on parenting, relationships, race, and making the world a better place. Life in Black and White is real talk with expert guests and topics that hit home, like discipline that works, navigating career changes, and finding connection over correction. Life in Black and White is the podcast for anyone who's looking for thoughtful conversations and practical advice. Listen now on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and wherever you get your podcast. Learn more at thepocus.com. That's POKUS. Life in Black and White and all the shades in between. Tune in right now. Stain is a respected academic. By night, she's a ruthless killer. In Shattered Depths, the first book in the Seaside Murder series from author Fawkes Alexander. Available on Amazon, a brilliant but deadly woman walks the razor's edge between control and chaos. She's kept her secrets buried deep until now. The FBI is closing in. A relentless detective is on her trail, and with every move, Darcy's perfectly constructed life begins to crack. Shattered Depths is a dark, twisted serial killer thriller packed with psychological suspense, sharp turns, and a female anti-hero who will do anything to survive. It's brutal, addictive, and unforgettable. Make sure to add Shattered Depths to your must-read list and your next book club lineup. Shattered Depths is available on Amazon in Kindle, paperback, and Kindle Unlimited. Order your copy right now. Shattered Depths from author Fawkes Alexander. What does it mean to endure, to find hope, and to embrace life despite its deepest hardships? Author Elise K. McKnight shares an extraordinary memoir of survival, resilience, and faith. In her book, Reasons for Living, I Have Been Given Every Reason to Live, available on Amazon. Born and raised in war-torn Zimbabwe, the author's journey began with loss, but through strength, courage, and an unwavering spirit, she transformed adversity into a life of purpose. From childhood struggles to missionary work across Africa, her story is a testament to the power of perseverance and the beauty found in life's most unexpected places. Through heartfelt storytelling, Reasons for Living invites you to reflect on life's challenges and discover meaning beyond their circumstances. This book is also a great addition to your book club. Experience this powerful memoir today and order your copy on Amazon in Kindle and paperback. Reasons for Living, I Have Been Given Every Reason to Live, from author Elise K. McKnight.
This is Dr. Philip Appleton. You guys have been hearing me on the radio for years, and everybody knows whoever comes to my office, I care about you 100%. We are treating auto accidents. In an auto accident, there's a lot of things that occur in an accident. Anywhere from headaches, neck pain, shoulder pain, arm pain, elbow pain, wrist pain, knee pain, elbow pain, sciatica. People use the word whiplash all the time. That's it for neck pain. Come in for an evaluation. Let me look at you. Let me evaluate you. And then we can go from there. Auto accidents, Uber, and Lyft accidents, we do take care of. And also slip and falls. So you have any issues, give me a call or come into my office. There's always no cost for the consultation.
Call Dr. Appleton and take advantage of that no-charge consultation right now. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. Online, AppletonChiro.com. And say bye-bye to your pain.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. And, we'll go back to the phones. We're talking about this just bizarre happening with Pam Bondi in the cabinet meeting today. Laura Loomer posted something that I did not know about Pam Bondi. And this is a tweet from Loomer today after the cabinet meeting. She says, because I live in Florida, like I do, Pam Bondi is not well liked here. People who have worked with her know how incompetent she is. Under her watch as Florida Attorney General, she botched the George Zimmerman trial. Oh boy, that was a disaster here in Florida. And she botched the Epstein case. But here's the part I did not know. She's also a Scientologist. Kind of bizarre, if we are being honest. Nobody wants to talk about how she's a Scientologist, Loomer writes. Did you guys know Bondi was a Scientologist? You know, it makes a lot of sense because the Church of Scientology is based in Florida, Clearwater, Florida. And she did, I looked it up after I saw that tweet right before I went on the air here. And she had some campaign help from the Church of Scientology and some Scientologists. So, you know, that's a weird thing. I don't know how comfortable I am having a Scientologist at such an important post inside the Trump administration. What about you guys? Very, very strange. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, it's Lisa, Loxahatchee.
Hey, what's up?
So I have a theory, and nobody's really talked about it. I think that there's people on the list, and one in particular that comes to my mind because I saw pictures of him standing waist deep in water with Bill Clinton and Gates, is Justice Roberts. And if you think that comes out, all right, you and me and all our listeners, we eat, drink, and sleep politics. But I think the average person is not going to be able to handle knowing that Justice Roberts was on Epstein Island, and what a cluster that's gonna cause. Like, he would have to be stepped down from his position.
Yeah.
And that would just, then Trump is going to have to pick another justice, which is fine with me.
Oh yeah, Roberts is awful. He's the worst. He gave us Obamacare. Remember? He's like a liberal up there. No.
Oh, I'd be okay with that. But I think the normies, the people that aren't really know every little thing that's going on every day, I think they're not going to be able to handle it. And I think Trump might have said, listen, let's use this as leverage, like Judge Joe Brown said. He might be using this as leverage rather than exposing everybody right at this moment.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, there was an FBI whistleblower a little while ago on with Alex Jones. And he's an FBI whistleblower. He's predicting that Kash Patel and Dan Bongino are going to take the heat for this, and they're going to be removed from their positions soon.
Well, they're not doing enough in my book. So
well, let me tell you, that is that I don't know about Kash, but Bongino it was reported he was making a few $1 million a month with his radio show and podcast. And that business is all dried up without him. That guy they put in to replace him sucks. And a lot of the stress. Well, let me finish with this, okay? Because this is an important point. If this happens, if Trump gets rid of Bongino and Kash and not Bondi, or just gets rid of all three of them, he's going to try to get his media empire back up and running. Bongino. The only way he would be able to do that is to throw Trump under the bus and start blaming him for this Epstein cover-up. Because if he doesn't do that, no one's ever going to trust him, listen to him. He won't be able to take a call like I'm doing. It'll be a disaster. And he said on Fox News, he was on Fox and Friends a month or so ago, that he was having some problems with his wife. And I most problems in a marriage either involve money or someone cheating. I think in his instance, it's money. And this is such a destructive thing going on in our great MAGA movement that we shouldn't have to deal with.
Well, another thing that I heard on X22 is that he's saying that the judges, see, if this all goes down and people have to, go to court and stuff, there's still swampy judges out there, and we've got to get rid of them because they'll just dismiss the case.
Every judge, you're
rule.
never, all the judges are swampy. They get all the federal judges are appointed by presidents, so they're all connected. So there's no way, that's like 99% of the judges are swampy. The only federal judge that I trust is Judge Cannon that Trump appointed, and she's the one that was handling the Mar-a-Lago break-in case. Hey, listen, thank you for calling. Great call. Agree with everything you said. You made some good points. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, this is Sean from Massachusetts.
Hey, what's up? Oh, hold on. My phones are ringing off the hook here, guys. So, all right, yeah. What's on your mind?
I'm looking into all this stuff and hearing this. It's very, very, very disappointing. And you know what? I think Trump has to do, and I think Trump knows what he needs to do. And I think we probably will see him. Get rid of maybe all three. One, if not all three, maybe 2 out of 3, and whatever it has to do, because he has time. He has time to make things. He knows what he has to do to make things right. Trump's got all the cards. Who knows better than Donald Trump? No one knows better than him.
I agree with that.
I think what he's going to do, he has time, and I think also what I think we have to do is step back and look at the positive, because the good certainly outweighs the bad. Look what he's accomplished in a few months. It's absolutely astounding. Astounding. And if the MAGA base isn't happy with that, I don't even know what to say to that, because Americans in general, look what he's done. He's doing the main thing. He's accomplishing, and right now in real time, one of the biggest key issues right now is the deportation operation, which is absolutely huge, especially when it comes to the election.
Listen, I don't fault him at all in this. He has now when he finds out about how bad Bondi is, and he will if he does. He may still be busy this afternoon from the cabinet meeting. Netanyahu's in town, but when he settles in and starts seeing what's going on here, he's going to wake up to Pam Bondi. So presidents, they hire people to work for them that they trust, and they put them in charge and delegate. And she's screwed up, and she's got some other agenda going on here. And she's causing him a lot of problems, and she's created a scandal where there should be none.
Well, you're definitely right. And there's something definitely going on with her. There has to be. What is it? We don't know.
That's right.
Maybe Trump has the sovereign power to know what this is, and he's going to deal with it accordingly, because you're not going to hide anything from him.
That's right.
And they say that whole expecting daddy's coming home and he's pissed. He'll clean house, and he'll do all the right things. And I think in due time, and I think it will happen. And I think that with all this stuff happening, think about the voter registration and the numbers that we're getting.
Yeah. Well, listen, I don't want to get on it. I want to focus in on what we're on. But hey, listen, thanks for the call. Great call. I appreciate it. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Brian. How are you? This is Madison from California.
Hey, Madison.
Great. I just wanted to say that she's been telling us for months about this list, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to point out that this list isn't for us. It's for them. It's for her and Cash and Dan to do something about the people that have possibly done things on that island. So basically, or anybody involved with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're basically, by closing it, they're saying they're not going to do anything to anybody involved with this.
Yeah, that's right.
And
that's
those
right.
flight logs, I've seen that 6 years ago, and there's videos on the Black Book. And I'm wondering, with Trump's response, does he even know in this meeting today? Does he even know that how upset the social media is about this?
He will. If he'll know before he goes to bed tonight. At the beginning of the program, I pointed something out that he did. On Thursday at the Iowa rally, he was talking about amnesty for farm workers, illegal farm workers. Today, in the cabinet meeting, he said no amnesty. There'll be no amnesty. And the reason he said that is he saw the outrage, and he changed. And he's done this on some other issues. So he follows what people are saying, and he reacts to it. Yeah. And you don't think Loomer's going to be on the phone with him? Laura Loomer is going to be on the phone with him as soon as she can get him on the phone.
Right. And if they plan to do anything in the future to these people that are possibly on the so-called list, and I believe it's flight logs, they would not want to release it to the public because that would be infringing on a possible case that they're maybe involved in now or is coming in the future.
Yeah, yeah, it's possible. It's possible. But I'm blaming everything on her from what I'm seeing. I mean, Bongino and Kash Patel may have a role, but she's the you could tell by the way she was so quick to silence this case closed at the end of that today. This is personal with her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So hopefully they'll come to the bottom of this and understand why people are so upset, because they're the ones that have been telling us since he got inaugurated. They're the ones that have been telling us all the way up until now that they were going to release this, and now it seems like they're like chastising the public for being mad about the lies that have been told. And then Maxwell's been in jail.
That's right.
What if she wants to appeal this? Because they're saying basically that she's in there for no crime.
Basically.
And I just want to say I'm a total Trump supporter, but I think this was handled horribly. The way this all came out, nobody came out. The optics of it is just horrible, the way that they handled it.
It's a disaster, and it's a disaster crafted by Pam Bondi.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we will. We'll see. I promise you that. All right, take care. Thanks for the call. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. It's Jack from Sarasota again. How you doing, sir?
All right.
I want to understand this correctly. You have a problem with Pam Bondi's decisions and how she's been explaining this Epstein stuff, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. How could you be so disrespectful to Donald Trump like that? I mean, if you have a problem with the cabinet, don't you also have a problem with the person who picked them?
Nope. You know, if you have an employee who's embezzling money, but they're trustworthy and have a good record and resume, you're not responsible for their thievery. You're responsible for how you handle it after you find out they're embezzling money.
When a CEO hires bad executives...
Now, we can go around with examples back and forth, but, you know, you guys on the left, you're all, you know, I can tell you're upset that we're not mad at Trump. You don't understand why MAGA people are not mad at Trump. That's it. Hey, take care, man. Thanks for the call. We'll take a quick break. My name is Brian. It's the Steve. I said the Steve Kane Show because in the mornings it's like by rote. The longest running radio show, the Steve Kane Show. I just said it. I gotta have it. This is the Brian Craig Show podcast, available on all podcast platforms. We'll take a quick break and be right back. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. It's Frank from West Palm. How you doing there?
All right,
Brian,
Frank.
You were absolutely correct. LaPorta Roofing was amazingly phenomenal. They just completed my roof last week, and LaPorta Roofing was superb in all ways imaginable when installing the new roof on my residence. Tom LaPorta meticulously spearheaded the entire project from inception through to the finalization of the assignment. Tom handled all the paperwork involving city permits, inspectors, and my community HOA. He was always available, ensuring me that he had my back in all phases of the project. Additionally, Tom, Scott, and Dan, and the entire crew were very well organized with the plan, consistent with all policies and procedures, and craftsmanship was exemplary in all stages of the design execution. Tom, Scott, and Dan maintained continual contact with me, the homeowner, asking if there were any questions I had or anything further I needed. LaPorta Roofing is, in every respect, a stellar, 5-star, AAA, family-owned company that is a reliable, peace-of-mind roofing organization. These guys are spot on with regards to perfection, and they demand it. I remain mesmerized upon the completion of the job. My roof is a masterpiece. And one last thing before I forget, they were the least expensive quote that I received out of 4 quotes for roofing. I thank Tom LaPorta Roofing for all that they do.
Wow, Frank. Well, thanks so much. Tom LaPorta at LaPorta Roofing. He covers both the east and west coast of Florida and everywhere in between. He works with every type of structure, residential, commercial, municipal, and he works with every type of roofing material. Also, don't forget, Tom Laporta will never sell you a roof you do not need. If you need just a simple repair, he'll do it. He can also handle the job of any size, whether it's a single-family home or an HOA with over 200 units. Give him a call. This number rings directly to Tom Laporta's cell phone, 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. And online, LaportaRoofing.com. Frank, thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Brian. You have a wonderful day.
All right. Now, I just got an email from Mike Lindell's assistant. You know, I've been telling you guys for about a week about this incredible special with our promo code Kane at checkout. If you go to mypillow.com/Kane, Kane, mypillow.com/Kane, Kane, with any purchase, no matter how small that purchase is, you get absolutely for free the With God All Things Are Possible multi-use MyPillow 2.0. That's free with any purchase with our promo code Kane. And it has it's the MyPillow 2.0 is the one with the temperature regulating technology. So, you know, and it's great there in these hot summer months because it'll keep you cool all night. You'll never flip the pillow over looking for the cool side again. And it comes with this beautiful pillowcase. It has incredible artwork on it with the great passage from Matthew. With God, all things are possible. You get that for free. That's a $39.98 value. That's what it would cost you to buy that pillow. But you get it for free with any purchase. And I just got this email from Mike Lindell's assistant. Just letting you know, Brian, Thursday is the last day for the free pillow. With God, all things are possible. So go to mypillow.com/Kane and order yours. You can also order by phone, toll free, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Get that free pillow because today's Tuesday, you got 2 days. And that is it. All right, thanks so much, guys. That's promo code Kane, Kane. So, you know, the last caller, before the break, I was telling him he's upset. They don't understand all these things they try to pull on Trump, and we're never mad at him, right? And they're always trying to get MAGA people mad at Trump. This is Pam Bondi's mess. Jack Posobiec is livid. Listen to this. He's not alone. There's a lot of others just like him. This is Jack Posobiec today.
And once again, we are told now, all the way from the heights of the United States Attorney General, that the Epstein case is closed. There's no more information on Jeffrey Epstein. Why do you guys keep asking about Jeffrey Epstein? She says that we don't need to hear about Jeffrey Epstein ever again. You know what this sounds like? I'm going to tell you exactly what this sounds like. Pam Bondi sounds like Hillary Clinton right now, saying, at this point, what does it even matter? When she was talking about Benghazi. All right? This is not how you treat the American people. This is not how you treat basic communications. This is not how you treat your voters and your supporters. And certainly, by the way, myself personally, I feel very angry, upset, used, every word you want to know, from having gone to the White House and receiving this binder full of baloney that was completely publicly available information already that we were told was new information on Epstein. It wasn't. We were told that more information was coming. There wasn't. You claimed that you had the list on your desk. You didn't. And none of it came out. And now when people have the obvious response of asking a question about it, you get in their faces and you tell them to stop asking. No. You sound like Hillary Clinton right now, and this isn't what you promised the American people.
Oh, wow. I mean, yeah. I mean, he's fuming. He's not alone. General Flynn has come out, and he's demanding briefings to the American people immediately on the Department of Justice and their response to this. This is not going away. I mean, the arrogance of Pam Bondi, I agree with Jack Posobiec. What difference does it make? Well, a couple weeks ago, she was telling us about all these victims, hundreds, thousands of victims. Now, all of a sudden, what difference does it make? They're going to have to address this. There is going to be just a snowball effect of this. This story is not going away. There are too many people like you and me and Jack Posobiec and Laura Loomer and others who are fuming about this. they're going to be forced to come out and try to do some damage control. And you know what's going to happen? Pam Bondi's going to make it worse. So we're basically on firing watch now. She's going to get fired by Trump. She's going to get fired. And Bongino and Kash Patel, I don't know. They may be in some trouble too. But the way that she behaved with this what difference does it make attitude, I like that analogy that Posobiec came up with. It's on her shoulders. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Roger from Pompano Beach. Hey, look, is this live?
Yes. All right. Now, those of you that listen to the Brian Craig Show podcast, we are on all podcast platforms. Okay. Just search for the Brian Craig Show podcast. And if you watch me on YouTube, I actually stream the podcast live. So if you want to be one of the callers that calls me on the air, go to my YouTube channel and follow me there, Brian Craig Show on YouTube. And if you watch on YouTube, you get the podcast live and you can call me live, just like in the mornings when I'm on the air, okay? And I just changed the podcast format to this format over the weekend, over the 4th of July weekend, to try it out. And I'm enjoying it, and I'm glad you guys are. And we've had some great calls on this. Now, again, if you're new, make sure you follow and subscribe on whatever platform you're listening to. My name is Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Talk to you next time. Take care.